All that.
Yep, it's still January. Oh my gosh.
What are you going to do when January's gone? When it's in the rearview mirror, you're going to be going, oh, I didn't know what I had till it was gone.
No, I'll be fine.
January was amazing.
I'll be fine. I'll move right along because February, there's a lot of things happening. You got Valentine's Day. Jocelyn's birthday's in February. So,
really?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Is it near Valentine's Day?
It is actually primary day.
Oh, 27th. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You mentioned it's that day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it's kind of like she has 2 birthdays in 1 month.
Basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's got that. And yeah, there's a lot of fun things that happen in February. Plus, February kind of, you get that feeling of winter's going to be over soon.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Wilbur the Wolverine saw a shadow.
Right. Exactly. Still trying to make that happen, huh?
It's going to happen.
All right. Today it is cloudy. I'd love to see the sun at some point. Maybe we will in February. It's cloudy today, high 40. Later tonight, we're looking at a low of 35. But right now, let's find out what's happening in the news. WSJM News is brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See gomichigan.com, Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Big news for Holtec and Palisades Nuclear Power Plant. A news report coming out of Washington says the Biden administration is sending $1.5 billion to Michigan to restart the Palisades Nuclear Power Plant. According to a report from Bloomberg, the funding will be offered as early as next month to Holtec International to restart Palisades. Holtec has plans to restart the reactor. It says it's contingent on a federal loan, however. Without the support, the company has said it would decommission the site. The financing comes as the Biden administration says it's prioritizing getting the U.S. off of its carbonized electricity grid by the year 2035. Spokeswoman for the Energy Department's Loan Programs Office declined to comment, citing business confidentiality. The funding, which is set to receive conditional backing from the U.S. Energy Department, would be backed by a loan guarantee program designed to revitalize old energy plants. Lakeshore Public Schools will seek a renewal of its sinking fund millage on the May ballot. The Board of Education this week voting to place the question before voters, with Superintendent Greg Eating saying the sinking fund millage will remain exactly the same, 1.47 mils, and it generates about $1.4 million a year for the district.
That is maybe one of the most important funds that we have in the district that allows our district to really operate and fund some of the projects on a consistent basis and helps us with planning.
The $19.9 million bond that was approved by voters last year is separate from the sinking fund millage and not to be confused with it. However, Eating said that bond is being used to augment what can be accomplished with the sinking fund.
Our bond that was passed last year was basically put in place to collaborate. We'll use that PLC word to collaborate with this sinking fund, because basically our projects were outpacing what our sinking fund was able to cover.
The sinking fund pays for building work throughout the district. Trustees are seeking a 10-year renewal of the millage that's been in place since 2005. Again, the election is coming up on May 7th. The 2024 through 2028 Parks and Recreation Plan has been approved by Benton Harbor City Commissioners. At a meeting this week, Assistant City Manager Alex Little said the document lays out goals for all city parks in the coming years. It's needed if the city wants funding for improvements.
This particular plan is meeting a requirement that DNR, the state's Department of Natural Resources, requires of communities in order to be eligible to apply for grants to buy equipment, upgrade, put in new facilities and that type of thing.
Priorities laid out in the parks plan include increasing accessibility at all parks, installing updated equipment, adding more ways to passively enjoy the parks, and increase events held at the parks.
All right.
We have those park plans at our website, WSJM.com. Sweet. And one more, we want your opinion. Well, somebody wants your opinion. There's a new survey that's been launched by the Michigan Department of Transportation to find out how people might feel about a road usage fee. So instead of paying, instead of putting pennies in when you do the gas tax, this would be you use the road, you pay something. How do you feel about that?
I I actually have been building a flying car in my garage.
As gasoline tax revenues decline due to the emergence of fuel-efficient vehicles and EVs and the like, MDOT has been considering how road repairs could be financed alternatively. One possibility is charging people fees based on how many miles they drive. There's a video embedded in the survey, and it explains.
The way road usage charges work is that you no longer pay state fuel taxes when you fill up at the pump. Instead, you pay a few cents for every mile you drive. This money is then used to maintain our roads and bridges and ensure everyone pays their fair share.
That sounds like AI, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
How's it tracking the miles that I'm driving?
Well, there's all kinds of fun ways.
Huh.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Right.
Because of the fact that things have changed since that really was something that existed when they first started it out. Yeah, you got efficient cars, you've got electric cars, so you got to come up with something that covers all.
Yeah.
But is it gonna be like when I'm playing like Sonic the Hedgehog?
Okay.
You ever play like Sonic the Hedgehog? you know when you hit something and your coins or your rings start going everywhere?
Right, yeah.
Is it every time I have a pothole, I get like more money coming my way? Because if I'm good with paying whatever as long as the roads are better.
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
We should talk about that. The survey, let's talk about this, and then we'll go to that. The survey seeks to gauge how people feel about current gas taxes versus the idea of the usage charge. So there's no effort currently in the legislature to implement any usage charge, but MDOT wants to know, is this one of the alternatives that we can put on the table? So we have a link to the survey at our website, and you can offer your thoughts to the agency. Again, the link is on our website in that story. Look for it at WSJM.com.
All right.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. So would you pay?
Would I pay?
The usage fee versus would you prefer that?
I guess I'd have to figure out, the average of like me individually, how much I'm paying on the gas tax side.
Okay.
And then if it's roughly the same, then I'm okay with it. It won't affect me much because I know I'm already paying it. I don't pay attention to it all that much. So if it's something that's just kind of there, but if all of a sudden at the end of the year, they're like, hey, you owe us $300 or whatever it may be.
Yeah, it may be
on my taxes later on.
We'll accumulate it and then bill you later, or is it something else? I thought that why not do it on, if you can't do it on gasoline anymore because people are plugging their car into the electrical outlet, why not do it on tires? Because then you capture the passenger vehicles, the big trucks, the trucks with dualies, the big Herkin rigs, the tractor trailers.
And you also start to know how many miles they're rolling.
Well, exactly.
Because they're getting their tires changed out at all.
That's right.
Whatever miles.
And outlaw retreads.
Oh my gosh. Yes, please. I hate retreads.
Especially when they're coming at you at 70 miles an hour.
Yep. Or even when you're driving and all of a sudden it goes,
yep.
I'm riding on nothing now. Yeah, not so fun.
More to come on that.
All right. Coming up here in just a few minutes, we'll catch you up with sports and find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Members of the House Homeland Security Committee voting over.
Yeah, man. Retreads. Worst invention.
Is my audio out of program? Can we play it?
Hang on. Let me move it.
All right.
Move it. All right, you should be good now.
We're in audition, so the people down the line can hear this.
Yes,
okay.
You're saying all these technical terms that no one here on the live stream has any idea. This is why they come
here
about.
To see the back end of it.
I was on Brock's show yesterday, and he said,
"Wait a second."
Yeah, I stopped by.
You were on Brock's. You were on a different show.
Yeah,
you're stepping out on this show.
Yeah, because
I didn't know we had that kind of relationship.
I'm a very talented individual, multi-platform. Multi-platinum,
play in the field,
and I just stopped by to give my thoughts. So I stopped by his show, and he was saying a bunch of stuff because Brock does the show in the studio, Hunter does the show over at his house, at his home studio.
Yeah,
and I didn't have headphones, so I couldn't hear him. So he's saying all these technical terms about, you got to go to here and the IP and the this, and I was like, no one listening has any idea what you're talking about. So, anyways, yes. whatever you're going to play on your computer over there, the people that are watching on the live
Yes.
stream, if they're still there, they can see and
Here, wait.
hear what
watch,
you're doing.
Watch
Yeah.
the little light.
Exactly.
Watch the little light.
Yeah.
No, I just love the voice that the MDOT is using for their survey
Mhm.
video explainer. This is what it sounds like.
The way road usage charges work is that you no longer pay state fuel taxes when you fill up at the pump. Instead, you pay a few cents for every mile you drive. This money is then used to maintain our roads and bridges and ensure everyone pays their fair share.
So darn happy.
Do you think that's artificial intelligence?
I do. It sounds very artificial. It's very level. There's no up. There's no down. It's just very level, and there's a lot of clipping going on in between.
I was watching. Do you ever watch I think it's called How It's Made?
Yeah. I love that show.
I was watching it. It's on my new TV. There's the Roku channel, and there's a whole channel made for the How It's Made stuff.
Okay,
those
cool.
videos.
Yeah.
And so I watch them. It's kind of mindless television, but very informational.
Mindless, but yeah,
it's mindless.
Okay.
It's something. It's background. It's background TV.
Okay.
It's something you can put on, and you learn about it, different stuff.
Yeah.
But after a while, I started to think, is this a computer generated voice that's saying all this stuff, or is the guy just ripping through? Because we read stuff all the time, and sometimes you record it and you read it in one pass and one take, and you don't even pay attention to anything. But there was a couple mess ups that he had.
Really?
Because they were building, I think they were building pontoons or something like that, something that was nautical related.
Okay.
And he said, instead of the bow, he said the bow.
Oh.
Now, BOW.
Is he Canadian?
Good question. I don't know.
Might have been. It might have been a Canadian thing.
Might have been Canadian. Yeah. But no, I love that show. I love seeing how stuff is made. And it's interesting to see just little things like they made pancakes, they made frozen pancakes, they made pierogies,
they do a lot of frozen food manufacturing.
Yeah,
I feel like the production company is near frozen because I've seen them do bacon.
Yep.
Seen them do smoked salmon, smoked fish, a few other things, and it's fascinating.
Oh yeah,
it's fascinating.
It's cool to see the assembly line stuff and just how it all works. And the pancakes, they were just making the basic frozen pancakes that you can buy, and
we've got all that stuff here in Southwest Michigan.
Right.
That's the funny thing is that we have we have many of the manufacturers that make the stuff that manufacturers need to make their stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, they what else did they make? Yeah, just some really cool stuff.
Marbles. Have you ever seen them make marbles? That's fun.
No,
Yeah,
I saw
look for
them.
that.
I saw them make. They were.
You ever play with marbles as a kid?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, marbles and jacks and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually born in 1925, and I would.
Were the jacks made out of lead?
Yeah, we played stickball. We played.
Hit the round barrel ring.
Yeah, we played tetherball.
That's fun.
We played stare at the wall.
What's wrong with tetherball? That was a fun game.
Yeah, I love tetherball. I
Okay.
wasn't dogging tetherball. All right, everybody. Daniel says exactly what I'm about to say here in about 30 seconds.
Here we go.
Everybody.
Hello, Daniel. Hello, Bill. Hello,
Good morning,
Diane.
everybody. Yeah, the comments seem to be working today, so that's good.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on yesterday.
It was delayed because all of a sudden, I don't know. I didn't do anything. I didn't refresh anything or whatever.
You kicked
all
it.
of a sudden, I did kick it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they just like 3 or 4 comments just quickly showed up. So, and I could tell just by the comment, it was something related to something we talked about like 5-10 minutes prior.
Maybe we need
anyways.
to reach out to the vendor if this happens again.
We need to kick them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Highs around 40. Skies will become partly cloudy overnight, cooling to the mid-30s. A bit more sun overhead tomorrow, still seeing some clouds mixing in. We'll be in the mid-40s through the end of the week. Find your sunglasses. You'll need them this weekend. Mostly sunny skies overhead Saturday and Sunday. Highs still in the mid-40s. No rain chances in sight. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Jessica Burns.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. By the way, I need to check the the WSJM voicemail. See if
Uh-oh.
there's any fun things that people have said.
Oh, boy.
You can leave messages if you want, and I enjoy them. So
I left a voicemail yesterday for somebody unrelated to the show. Well, yeah. And I feel like it just goes into this dark void that will probably never get listened to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Do you listen? You listen to your voice?
I always
right?
listen to my voice messages. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. You don't.
No. At one point, well, no, because so I get to run this radio station.
Oh boy.
Being in charge of this one, I have different responsibilities. One of them is the one responsibility I don't want, and that is if the radio station ever goes off the air, I have to answer the phone and fix the problem.
Yeah.
So that is not fun. I'm waking up in the middle of the night. So what happens is this robot voice will call me, and it will keep calling me. And so if it does go to voicemail, it will say to the voicemail, "Hey, this is what's going on."
Okay.
So I sometimes will have a full inbox of voicemails that I didn't even realize because I get 6 phone calls. So
your voicemail is getting your automated your voicemail robot is getting contacted by a voice activated robot that's activated by a machine that's gone dead.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and
so there are all kinds of robots and they're coming after you.
It'll call me, it'll leave me a voicemail, it'll even send me a text message. Hey, it'll even write me a Christmas card every once in a while.
Oh
hey,
my gosh.
Hey, oh cool, I got a Christmas card. Oh, it's from the radio station. WSJM is off the air. Oh, not again.
Oh boy.
Anyways, so yeah, the other day my brother texted me and said, "Oh, by the way, your voicemail box is full." I'm like, "How?"
Oh.
There's like 20 spots in there.
There's just a robot in there.
Yeah, it's like it's all just, and all I had to do was just get rid of all of them.
Oh.
So, but anyways,
I like the new voicemail feature. It's relatively new that actually texts out your voicemail.
Yes,
I love that. And it's getting better and better.
It is getting better. And that actually helps me to not have to actually listen to my voicemail. I'll just see the text and I'm like, oh yeah, don't need that. Or it's like, hey, blah, 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 call me back. So I'm like, oh, sweet. I didn't have to waste all the time of, please enter your password. Please do this. So yeah, we're all about not wasting time.
The voicemail companies, they don't get together on the buttons required to save or delete.
Nope.
They mix them up all the time.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to save that. Oh, you just hit fast forward. You just deleted it. Oh, come on.
Ever. You will never get this back.
If you'd like to recover it, please, anyway.
Give us your credit card information.
Things can be frustrating, but other things that are going on in the news, you talked about this earlier, is that President Biden is coming to the state of Michigan.
If you didn't think that Michigan is one of those states that's going to be getting a lot of love this year, you were wrong, because Michigan's going to get a lot of love because it's a big, important state for presidential election. A lot of other political things that are going on.
Would you call it a purple state? I think that's what I've heard. I've heard that term thrown around. That it's
getting more and more purple.
Yeah, swing state or purple state. I mean, in the past, there was in many elections. It's been pretty crucial. They've said, "Ooh, if they can win Michigan, they've got it."
So, yeah, and sometimes it's not so much as winning as it is if you lose it, you're done.
Right.
So winning, losing, whatever. But the President Joe Biden will be here tomorrow.
Okay.
Not here in Benton Harbor, but he'll be here in Michigan. He's going to Detroit Thursday to meet with the United Auto Workers on the heels of their endorsement of him this week, or last week, rather. Biden's trip comes about 3.5 weeks before the state's presidential primary election, February 27. It's the first time he's been in the state since September. And he says that it's not about who you like. It's not about your party. It's not any of this stuff about age. He says it's who does what. And so he then trashes Donald Trump and says he's not going to have your back. Trump, however, is going to be, so Biden is going to come to Michigan on Thursday, tomorrow. Trump is going to Washington today to meet with United Auto Worker folks, the Teamsters Union, actually in Washington, as he looks past the GOP primary toward a general election rematch against the president. So, the former president's going to be in a roundtable today in Washington. It's all very much political.
Yeah.
They're going after the Midwestern swing states, Michigan, obviously, Wisconsin, others that play a crucial role in the manufacturing of autos. We're getting a lot of attention, a lot of love.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, the question I have with this whole thing is, and you're seeing, like you said, Biden's going to be here. Oh, Trump's going to be over there doing the same sort of thing.
Yeah, same
meeting
audience.
with the same people.
Yeah.
So the debates. So if say he gets the nomination and they do the presidential debates,
right,
that will come up closer to towards November. Is he going to show up to those? Because he didn't show up to any of the Republican debates. Is Trump going to actually show up and do something, or is it just going to be? Which actually, I wouldn't mind it if it was two separate sort of town hall styles.
Yeah.
I'm okay with those. Because all these debates end up being, it's just a yelling match about and pointing fingers of who they do. I don't like this person, and it's a lot of name calling.
Well, it's the cringe TV network.
Right, yeah.
You don't want that.
If you do the town hall style, you get a lot of the questions answered of your policies, your thoughts on certain things. So you, as a regular voter, you may get actually a lot more information to consume in a shorter amount of time, and you don't have to cut through all of the other stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. Do the debates go forward, and do the candidates agree to them? I think it's an equal question on both sides, because Trump and Biden have debated each other before, and it wasn't pretty.
No,
and which is what you just talked about. And so, does Trump want to go and debate? I think yes. Does Biden want to go debate Trump? I think no.
Yeah,
I mean, because on the one hand, you look back at the debates of the few years ago, they weren't pretty, they weren't civil, they didn't come off as statesman-esque.
So I mean, literally the one thing that really pops up as soon as we said presidential debates, I remembered, will you shut up, man? and I can't from those debates, I can't remember anything that they talked about.
President Biden might come back to the debate, debate Trump just for that line alone, so that he can say, like I said 7 years ago or whatever.
But he has to have it on a T-shirt, and he needs to open it up Superman style and just be like, "Hey, just look at my shirt." And he needs to be wearing sunglasses too. While he's doing it.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff going on with Washington and here in Michigan, and presidential folks will be stumping a lot.
So Air Force One will be here.
Air Force
what
One
day?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Ooh, at the Detroit airport, I'm sure.
Metro Detroit. I think they'll, I don't know where they land.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah. Sometimes they like to use the private airfields, but maybe they'll close down traffic for a little bit. Depends on how many people are flying around there.
All right,
maybe he'll call his transportation secretary, another Michigander.
Ah, yes. Hey, what airport should I use?
Should I go into Grand Rapids?
And then just drive down? That would be fun. So that's the only stop that he's making. He's not going to make any other surprise stops. He's not going to go talk to Governor Whitmer.
Surprise? Yeah, I don't know about the surprise stops. I would love to see the governor's schedule to see if she upended it to be there with the president.
Sure.
Maybe say, "Hey, Joe, if you fall off the stage, I'm here for you."
All right.
I can run the country.
Looking forward to checking that out.
Did you see there's another investigation and another member of Congress in trouble by the Justice Department?
Oh, what happened now?
Well, the Justice Department. So the U.S. House of Representatives has odd rules.
Yeah.
And one of those rules is anytime the sergeant at arms is contacted by a federal agency, let's say the Department of Justice, they have to report that to the House of Representatives, and they have to do it almost in a ceremonial type of way. And so in the well of the House, on the floor of the House this week, the sergeant at arms came forward and said, by the way, the Department of Justice reached out to me and they're investigating one of our members. Okay, thank you. See you later.
That's awesome.
So
I want that
everyone
job.
was wondering what in the world's going on. Well, turns out the Justice Department is investigating whether Democrat Representative Cori Bush of Missouri misused campaign funds for what she calls an expense called personal security.
Oh.
She did confirm that she's the target of the investigation. They didn't inform either leader of either party that this was happening. So it kind of gets sticky when one branch of the federal government starts investigating someone in another branch of federal government, and they don't really give notice of this.
Wow.
But this has been apparently ongoing for some time. Congresswoman Bush is accused of improperly using funds. Sounds like she's paid her husband $100,000 out of her campaign account for security services.
That doesn't seem right.
Well, I mean, she apparently started contracting with him before they were married, giving him quite a bit of cash, and then they got married and then continued paying him cash. She says he's uniquely qualified to provide her security services. Department of Justice says he doesn't have a permit to carry out that kind of services. He doesn't appear within any of the government databases that have licensed security professionals, either in the state or in D.C. So they're looking into
paying him cash.
Well, I don't think it's cash.
Well,
but it's $100,000.
Yeah, $100,000
more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you can't. Yeah, there are laws depending on who you can hire and how much you can pay, and
especially if you're using stuff like that, those kind of funds.
Yeah. So anyway. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Looking forward to that hearing, watching that on C-SPAN. All right. That's award-winning television right there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see more about that and keep our eyes on all this news and all those happenings. But welcome, President, making his stop in tomorrow.
Yeah. Mr. President's coming to town.
Not
here. Detroit.
Not here. There.
Detroit.
In the mitten somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's in town to me.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up here in just a little bit, we'll catch you up with sports, news, and your Bloomberg Market Minute is next.
Just as the roots of a mighty oak run deep, Sturgis Bank.
You're going to get to drive some more electric cars?
Oh, yeah.
I know he really enjoyed the, what was it? Didn't they have an electric Corvette?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was an electric Corvette.
Around that.
I think you're right.
So I know he got to drive around. I think it was the Ford Lightning, the truck. Whichever one he like. I think he was wearing sunglasses and he just kind of tipped his sunglasses down. He's like, "This is fast," and they are. Those electric cars, man. They giddy. They got some giddy up.
Yeah. We knew the president was planning a trip to Michigan. We didn't know when it was going to be. We thought it was going to be in January. Because it seemed like forever that it was coming up.
Yeah.
But yeah, tomorrow.
Nice. That'll be fun. Is there one of those fancy fundraising dinner things, or
I'm sure there's some sort of fundraising component to it.
Some envelopes. Here's your fundraising. That'll be cool.
I'm not asking for anything today.
Right. I will gladly pay you tomorrow for a cheeseburger today.
But I mean, he does have some issues. So he's making the auto workers happy. But as far as what's happening with regard to Israel and Gaza, there's another interest group that is not happy. Yeah. Arab leaders in Michigan apparently declining a meeting with the Biden campaign team recently over some of their consternation of what's happening over there.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they're very angry.
How's everybody doing this morning? We've got people checking in. We've got Gail. Hello, Gail.
Hey, Gail.
We've got Bill. We've got Diane. And my favorite, Daniel. Here we go. It's my guy right there. He knows how to get. He's a big fan of the show. He knows the catchphrases.
Good stuff.
All right. We will have your Bloomberg Market Minute here in a moment.
Yeah, I'm still astonished that Apple is sold out.
Yeah, that $3,500 Apple, what's it called?
Vision Pro.
Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vision Pro.
Nice. Yeah, I do want to check it out. Like, I do want to make a stop to maybe the Apple store and see if they have one that they'll let you test out. They got to, right? I mean, they're trying to sell the thing.
Well, they're not trying. They are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, maybe they won't. Obviously, if the display or what they were going to use as a demo,
yeah,
maybe that won't be available because they're like, well, if this is one that we can sell somebody, we'll get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we always talk about first generation, second generation. You're not really an early adopter.
I like to wait a little bit. I'll buy the new thing, but I want to wait like 6 months before, so they work the kinks out.
I have a feeling that if we wait 6 months or if we wait 18 months, we're going to see the size of this thing drop considerably. I just can't imagine that
The
they're going to
size will
continue.
go down, and I'm hoping that the price will go down.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they'll make a cheaper, smaller version that doesn't have a bunch of as many of the bells and whistles.
Yeah, what's preventing them from just incorporating everything there into this?
I don't know.
Why not?
Because Ray-Ban has their really cool cameras and all kinds of other stuff on there.
I can't imagine it's too far of a leap to just put a little monitor in there.
Yeah,
not that I want that, but
I mean, they had the Google Glass. That was a thing for a little while, where it was just a little piece of glass that was right in front of you. I think we're really close to getting to the point of where it's just going to be like you're wearing sunglasses.
You've got the heads-up display in some cars.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a listen to the Bloomberg Market Minute, and we'll have news here in a moment.
The new growth, including the loyalty of Starbucks customers. The big event today for investors is the Fed's two-day meeting wrapping up. Policymakers are expected to hold interest rates steady for a fourth straight meeting, but avoid signaling that a cut is right around the corner. Stock futures are mixed. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Just past 7:30. It's Wednesday, still January. Mostly cloudy, high 40. Later tonight, we're looking at clouds and a low down to 35. Yeah. Still,
it was chilly last
freezing.
night. I don't know why. It just felt like a wet cold.
A little, wet cold. It was a different cold. Yeah, we've been dealing with a lot of dry cold lately. And the wet cold, no, it's a dry heat. All right, let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here are some of the stories we're following for you today. A news report out of Washington says the Biden administration is about to send $1.5 billion to Michigan to restart the Palisades nuclear power plant. According to a report from Bloomberg and people familiar with the matter, the funding will be offered as early as next month to Holtec International to restart Palisades. Holtec has said a restart of the reactor is contingent on a federal loan, says without the support, the company would have to decommission the site. President Joe Biden will be in Metro Detroit tomorrow for a UAW event following their endorsement. The trip comes more than 3 weeks before Michigan's presidential primary that happens on February 27. It's the first trip to Michigan for the president since he joined union members on the picket lines last September. And Cornerstone Alliance has been awarded a $3.6 million grant from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation to prepare a site in Benton Township for future economic development. Cornerstone President Rob Cleveland telling us that site readiness program funds will be specifically used for a 285-acre plot. It's currently farmland out at 2274 Yore Avenue. Cleveland says with the completion of US 31's connection to I-94, that site is perfectly placed for industrial development, probably light industrial. In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Sports here in just a few minutes with Dave Wolf. We'll also check in on what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. President Joe Biden will be in Metro Detroit Thursday for a UAW event following their endorsement. The trip comes more than 3 weeks before Michigan's presidential primary election. Former President Donald Trump criticizing the UAW's endorsement of Biden, arguing the president's push and support for electric vehicles would harm the auto industry. A man from Curtis in the UP is expected to recover after the Mackinac County Sheriff's Office says his wife shot him at the Curtis Travelers Lodge in Portage Township while deputies were on the way.
All righty. Good morning, everybody. Speaking of flying in, did you see that the NFL is already holding a parking space for Taylor Swift's private jet.
Are they really?
Yeah. So the Super Bowl happening in Vegas, as we
Right.
know.
Okay.
Taylor Swift has a concert in Tokyo.
Oh my gosh.
Like a day before. So, or day and a half before or something like that. So she will have enough time, they say, to do the show in Tokyo
Mm-hmm.
and then jump on a plane and fly however long it takes to get here from Tokyo to Las Vegas. It's quite a long flight still.
Yeah, I'm going to say 14 hours.
You're racing against time, right? You're going
Of course.
against time.
You are.
Against time zones.
Yeah, because they start their day before us.
Right. So she's got a show there, and then they say there's a good chance she's flying back to go to Vegas to go to the big Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah. But they're already holding a space. So obviously parking at an airport, it's a commodity. It's tough to find a spot for your private jet, but they're holding the space for her. I guess, and I didn't know this was happening, and I feel like poor planning for the sports ball people, because there's also going to be a major golf tournament in Las Vegas.
What?
That weekend. Super Bowl weekend
and the golf thing?
Super Bowl weekend, there's going to be a golf tournament happening right the same weekend.
Is there going to be somebody with the little quiet placard outside the Super Bowl saying,
Maybe.
Quiet down, he's about to shoot.
Maybe. So I don't know if it says it's only Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I thought they played on Sunday as well, but obviously not because of the Super Bowl. So maybe it's one of those shorter tournaments. But yeah, can you imagine that? All the private jets that are coming in for all those golfers. Then, all the players and all the really rich people that can buy tickets for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this and I shared it on Facebook, on my Facebook at least. The cheapest ticket for the Super Bowl.
Cheapest ticket.
Cheapest ticket for the Super Bowl. How much do you think the cheapest ticket?
$2,500. Higher?
Higher, man.
Higher than $2,500. I'm going to say $3,500.
The cheapest seat for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
According to one of the ticket sites, currently $9,034. And it's, of course, the nosebleed section, like the top row up there in Las Vegas in the Allegiant Stadium.
And the people who can afford not nosebleed seats are not watching the game.
No.
It's kind of I'm here to be here.
Right. Like I'm a big celebrity.
Who's
I'm
playing?
Just going to hang out
What's
here.
What's playing? What basketball is there?
I'm waiting for them to flash the camera over to me and watch me.
Wow.
So, yeah, $9,000.
And
that's not counting concessions, price to get in there, park.
How much is a beer?
How much is a parking pass? I mean, I'm sure most people are just going to fly into the airport.
Yeah.
They're going to catch a bus or whatever a Uber, or probably if they got a lot of money, they'll get a limo to drop them off. So they're not going to drive somewhere and park.
Wow.
But still, that's awful.
That's a lot. It makes sense that the NFL is saving a jet parking space for Taylor Swift. Number one, because she's practically part of the Kansas City football team.
Yeah.
And then also the economic impact. I mean, they keep calculating it, and it's in the millions per game.
Yeah, I saw they said in this season she generated somewhere around $330 million for the NFL.
Yeah. What's
just
wrong
on
with
the
that?
games she went.
What's wrong with that?
That's great.
Yeah, that's amazing.
A lot of people had said, they were like, is this is she getting I mean, she's of course dating Travis Kelce. I don't think that's fake. I think that's a real relationship.
Seems like it.
But I think the encouraging her to come to the games and be up in the luxury box and all that stuff, I think that the NFL's like, hey, because she may be on the fence about going to some of those games. Like, you know what, I'm busy. I want to support you, but I've got to, I got a show or I got something like that. I'm sure the NFL's like, we'll take care of it. Like, everything's free. Just go. We know you're a billionaire and I know you can afford it, but we need you.
Yeah. Well,
there's some sort of deal going on.
You think so?
I think she's getting some money somewhere.
Maybe there's a contract. You show up to 7 games.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because there was like one game that she didn't show up to, and people were like, Well, she could have been there. With all of our calculations of her schedule, she could have been there. Like, well, she just had a concert somewhere. She's tired.
Yeah.
She's got another one coming up. Same thing about Travis Kelce about going to the Grammys, because the Grammys are coming up.
Oh,
And
is
they
he
were
going?
like, I don't think so.
Oh,
I think he said, nah. Well,
probably because they were going to make him pay for his ticket.
Because I think it's this coming Sunday is the Grammys.
Oh, can't do that.
And he's, of course, getting ready for the Super Bowl. Also, the Pro Bowl weekend is happening. So my guess is he's like, you know what? I'm going to take a rest. Give me a rest day.
Yeah.
anyways.
I also saw that Taylor Swift is also the target of a lot of I don't know, ire or concern or conspiracy theories that are popping up on some of the social media sites. Let's see. Conservative social media engulfed with a Taylor Swift conspiracy theory centered on the idea that the NFL is rigging games to ensure that Taylor and Jason Kelce both make and win the Super Bowl just in time to give a nod to President Biden in the presidential election. So they're saying, what they're saying is, we'll give you the Super Bowl. You give us the endorsement.
Wow.
That is a big conspiracy. I will just leave it there.
All right.
Nothing to say on that one?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's conspiracy. I think it's fine.
I mean, it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's definitely a theory.
Okay.
It's not to debunk it. I don't have anything of ways to debunk
We can't dispatch our team to debunk it. Fine.
Do I think it's not true? Yeah, I don't think it's true.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm really not looking forward to this game because it's two teams that I really don't. I've never had any allegiance to.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like the players. I appreciate the hard work that these guys are putting in. I like Travis Kelce. I like Patrick Mahomes. I like seeing the way that some of these players are playing on San Francisco. Like Brock Purdy, I think is really he's doing a great job for being the guy that was the last pick in the draft a couple of years ago, and to be going all the way to the Super Bowl. You know, you can say all you want about he has a ridiculously talented team around him, but when he got injured last year, they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. So, and he got injured towards the end. So there's something to do about that type of player. He's definitely one of those that stays cool, stays calm when he needs to. So, sports ball. But I did see about who's going to win real quick. I don't know if you've known this, but usually the team that wears white or the away jerseys,
right?
Statistically, over the last 58, they've won. A lot of them have. But Kansas City, who is the reigning champions, have decided to wear their home red jerseys.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
okay.
They've got their home red jerseys. They were allowed to choose which jersey they'd wear when they'd play. Their way is white.
Oh, okay.
So they wear a white jersey.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I like the red jerseys.
I like the red jerseys. Yeah. I think they'll look good. So they
does the other team get to choose whatever they want to wear? San Francisco?
I think I'm surprised that I think you get to choose, especially if you were the reigning champion. Like if you return as the champion, I don't know how they pick that. Who gets to choose, or if you, because you don't want to be both home jerseys. That wouldn't work out.
No, because they're both red.
Red, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
4.9 WSJM.
Talking about the important stuff.
Sports ball. Honestly, I was
nobody watches for the game anymore anyway.
Jocelyn was talking to me yesterday, and she said, no more sports ball until the Super Bowl. And I said, yeah, and I don't know how I'm gonna function.
Don't they have the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, but the Pro Bowl's not even the Pro Bowl anymore. The Pro Bowl is the Pro Bowl games, which I do enjoy those because back,
it's not a real game though.
It's not. For years they've done the skills competitions, so they'd be like, target practice, catching the balls, doing all that stuff. Yeah. Now they've made it to where it's flag football.
I like that.
I like that idea, but even when because I think they used to do it in Hawaii for years.
Yep. Because that was an
And
enticement to come out of the off season for them.
it
and play.
became sort of and a lot of the players that they interviewed, they always said it was sort of like our way of doing our family vacation.
Oh,
we would, we'd buy tickets for the rest of the family, and we'd kind of make it a whole family weekend. But now they move it around, and this year it's in Orlando. So at least, place to go hang out. You can go to Disney World and SeaWorld and all the other worlds down there, and then enjoy the games.
Huh.
But yeah, I watched it last year, and it was cool. They did some cool stuff, but got kind of boring after a while. So that's going to be happening, I think, on Sunday. But yeah, I'm missing the sports ball.
Yeah,
I'm only less than a week away from not having it.
You have
just
to watch.
On Sunday.
I told you to watch the rugby stuff that's on YouTube.
Just watch YouTube of rugby,
of old rugby games.
Okay,
because you don't know how it ends. You haven't watched it all yet.
Some of it I don't even know how it goes.
They just run and throw the ball and tackle each other, and then they pick it up and they keep running. They never stop.
Right.
They never stop.
Because cricket is one of the world's most popular sports. Have you ever try to watch cricket and keep track of what's going on?
I still have no idea what they do.
Even when they put the scores up, like something happens on the field, and it happens super fast.
Yeah.
Something happens on the field, and then all of a sudden I see the numbers of the score going up.
Right.
But it's almost kind of like tennis, where even with tennis, you're like, wait, it's 40 love. Okay. All right. I think, now I understand. So you've got the match points. Yeah. Even tennis can be hard to follow
for you.
And cricket. Oh, you guys, because the tennis, the tennis. Yes.
I love the tennis.
You tennis with the congressman back in the day. Tennis can be, if you're just jumping into it, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, now I have basically 2 sets of scores that I have to watch and keep track of. Cricket's like there's like 6 different things going on.
Have you ever seen or touched a cricket bat?
Yeah,
they're heavy.
They are.
They're massive. You don't want to get hit by that thing.
Right. And it's not like the paddle.
Yeah. No.
This thing is like it's a thick piece of lumber.
Yeah.
That should be on the How It's Made show.
Yes.
I want to watch that.
It may be.
How do you make the cricket?
I bet
bats?
it's already out there.
So
I bet it's already out there.
Maybe I need to come up with a hobby just to get me through these next couple weeks.
Why don't you do like one of the video games, like the Madden football thing?
I have the Madden football.
Oh, okay, that's right. You have it on your phone.
I have the mobile version that's it has ads, of course, in it. Everyone, like literally, I'll score a touchdown, and all of a sudden, it's like, hey, do you want to play this game as well?
Oh, jeez.
No, I don't want to play Royal Rumble or Royal whatever. Basically, it's like Candy Crush.
Yeah,
I don't want to play that game.
I think I play that one.
But millennials have been resorting to grandma and grandpa hobbies. So the hobbies you used to have. Okay?
Royal Match.
That's the one.
It's a fun one.
Is it? You like it?
I enjoy it.
It's one of the most popular ones, they said.
Yeah.
But a lot of younger millennials have been resorting to what they're calling the grandma and grandpa hobbies because of inflation. So they're taking up things like canning, gardening, composting, and baking.
These are called household chores.
So
the millennials are now thinking, what if I emptied the garbage today? That'd be a fun hobby.
The hobbies are not only saving you money, but they also provide healthier food options. So there you go.
Yeah, those are all hobby worthy.
Yeah, I think so. Those are literally all the things that I do.
I mean, you have a composting pile.
We have the composting.
Yeah, you have the Chinese jumping worms that are like this big.
They're red wrigglers. They're big guys. Big guys.
And they do something else on everything you put in there.
They're eating it up real quick, man.
Are they happy right now? Are they still happy? How'd they do with the snow? Because typically the compost pile will be a little bit. It'll melt sooner.
I think it's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't taken a look at it the past couple of days, but
You
I
should
think
go feed them. Give them something.
Oh, I give them stuff.
Give them a midwinter treat.
We still give them food scraps and things like that, and toss it on the compost.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are all the things. By the way, I forgot to mention this. I made last night. We made peanut butter cups.
You did?
Yeah.
Where are they? Oh, Johnny made peanut butter. Oh my gosh!
Made some
I
peanut
thought
butter
that was
cups.
a bit. I thought the whole thing was a peanut butter.
Dude, we made a big cup one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made
If you were
peanut
on the
butter
video
cups.
live stream, you could see the peanut butter cups that Johnny made
Yeah, I'm
yesterday.
gonna pull one out here.
Did you make them or did
Jocelyn and I together?
Okay,
we
very
made,
nice.
We made the
look at
peanut butter
that.
cup. Yeah,
Nice.
So you'll be able to get your hands on some of those.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because we were like, you know what? I want something sweet. I want some candy or something like that. And she said, all right, let's just make peanut butter cups.
That's fun.
All right.
That's great.
So we teamed up. We made ourselves some peanut butter cups and did that. So yeah, pretty much all those things on those grandma and grandpa hobbies.
Yeah, I don't see that being grandma or grandpa because compost, I mean, a lot of people have compost pile. I love the compost pile. The other thing you mentioned was what?
Baking, gardening, composting, and some hobbies like that.
Yeah, baking and
those
gardening.
all work together.
Yeah, baking and gardening. Baking, it's like you could bake every day of the week. Bread, cookies, cake, whatever.
And to me, if you're gardening, you might as well learn how to do canning because if you're growing tomatoes or things like that, like you got to start canning.
You got to do something with them. Right now, we're just freezing them because I think we're too lazy to can.
If you need any mason jars, I probably got 100 of them in my house, so we got you covered. But that is an art that I think kids need to continue on with because I think that you usually where most people will learn how to can.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're learning that from your grandparents, and not as many people are wanting to get into that. So
it's unfortunate,
kind of falling off
because like the syrup that is in with peaches or plums or anything like that. Delicious.
Yeah.
I used to just drink that stuff up as a kid.
So
good stuff.
Let's bring those grandma and grandpa hobbies back and start doing them.
Yeah. I know we have to get to Moody on the Market in just a moment, but we should talk about bugs at some point.
We talked about bugs last hour.
Well,
you want to talk about it again?
I have a friendly bug story, not a creepy bug story.
Friendly bug story.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting thing. Nature.
How long will it take? You want to do it right now?
I don't think
do you
we
want
have
to wait
time
a
right
minute?
now. Let's wait.
Do you want to wait?
Yeah, let's wait.
All right. We'll get to that in just a little
Because
while.
we got to get to Moody.
We do have to get your Moody on the Market update. We'll have that here next.
Tickets are on sale now for the Southwest Michigan Regional Chambers Business.
It's a happy bug?
A happy bug story.
All right.
It's not a creepy bug story. I'll give you that. I feel bad for Elon Musk.
What'd he do now?
He's not getting his $56 billion pay package.
It's all right, but he had good news yesterday where he put the thing in the person's brain.
Yeah.
So
there's that.
yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said I saw something one day that said in this generation we will see the first trillionaire. It's coming, man.
Well, let's see. Microsoft and Apple are each worth $3 trillion apiece, right?
Right.
So it's coming.
And especially those people that own a lot of stock in those companies, because that's where a lot of those big billionaires, that's where a lot of their money's tied up in. Like their net worth may be $200 billion, but cash on hand, they may only have 100 million or something like that.
Yeah. And if you got $2 billion wrapped up in a company, you can't turn around and sell that tomorrow.
That's what Elon Musk had to do with Twitter. He was like, I need a bank loan. It's like, wait, you've got $200 billion. Why do you need a bank loan? It's all tied up in there.
They got paper money.
All right, let's get back to let's promote our Moody on the Market, and then we'll get to the Moody on the Market update.
Day in and day out at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app.
Moody on the Market is a service made possible by your friends at Midwest Family.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, look no further. We got you covered at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Our team of contributors always on it. We'd love to tell you about those stories with your update, which is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency, with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
What are our 3 buckets? Our 3 buckets for Moody on the Market are
Southwest Michigan and why we love it here.
Yes, that's one.
Interesting people you should know.
Yep.
And business updates of all kinds.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. And interesting people you should know is where this category, what this fits into the category wise. And I wrote the headline or the intro here with you in mind, Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the kind of plot line you might expect from a Hallmark movie.
Yes.
The hero is head down in work inside corporate America until life throws a curveball and the world is turned upside down until a forgotten talent emerges.
And he has to save the town?
Bringing unimagined joy and great personal satisfaction. And that is exactly, honestly, it's exactly what happened for one former Southwest Michigan community leader who, during a COVID pandemic related self-quarantine, he had COVID.
Yeah.
And so he went into the basement and hiding for 10 days and discovered, hey, I used to play keyboard. I love to play keyboard. I'm going to start playing keyboard again. And he did.
Dusting off the piano.
Yeah.
There.
Brett Lutz, former senior director at Whirlpool Corporation. I used to, in full disclosure, I used to work for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I've been following his activity.
That's why
here.
you don't work there anymore.
But he's still an active member of the local arts community. He was most recently, until last month, the chair of the board of the Ghostlight Theater over in Benton Harbor. And he's also done a lot of volunteer work. But while he's still in corporate America, he found this opportunity. He dusted off his keyboard during COVID and applied for a position as a keyboardist in a tribute band.
Okay.
In Chicago.
What kind of tribute band?
They do the Cars.
Just the music of the Cars.
The music of the Cars.
Oh, nice.
They cover all the Cars songs. And in fact, he said his favorite song is Drive.
Oh. Who's gonna drive you home?
Not only does he have one of those standing keyboards, he
has
a keytar.
Oh, a keytar
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah.
Oh, Brett, we need to hang out.
So, Lutz said he tried out for the band, the cover band. It's just called the Cars Tribute Band. They're Electric Cars is actually what their real band name is.
Okay, sweet.
And he said last year, probably February or March, he became the official keyboardist, and they've been touring around the suburbs of Chicago, and now they're coming over to Michigan and other places because people just love the music of the Cars.
Yeah,
apparently they're pretty good.
There's some good songs.
Yeah,
classics.
So they're going to be playing the Acorn coming up in late February. If you want more information about that, we've got it posted at moodyonthemarket.com. We've got the full interview up there where I just kind of go agog about the Cars.
Right.
And,
well, and just being in a band in general is pretty cool. And getting that little insight on how, especially the tribute bands, because, you have tribute bands all over, but the ones that really make it big and start touring much like a band, like a real band, not that the tribute band is not a real band. It is a band that has their original songs, is what I'm saying. So that's exciting.
I think the tribute band is becoming very popular right now.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a Fleetwood Mac tribute band. There's I saw a Steely Dan tribute band.
Okay.
This one is the Electric Cars, obviously going after the Cars. But
I love the Electric Cars name. Great name.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. So read that article. You can see the video interview as well.
All right.
At moodyonthemarket.com.
And good to see Brett.
Yeah,
Brett's seen him in a while. All right. Coming up here in just a little while, we'll catch you up with news, sports, and a whole lot more. But that was your Moody on the Market update, which is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
We're watching over you. I am.
Does he have to wear leather pants?
I think he chooses to.
Okay.
Yeah, you should see his Facebook page or the Facebook page because Brett is always. I think he invented the selfie because wherever he goes, whatever he's doing, he's always like, like that.
So he's got the right pose. It's usually
he
the
knows
same
the
pose.
angle, he knows the pace. It's always the same pose. Everyone else looks surprised as to why are we doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. Jocelyn's mom has a great one where she will just show her hair, just from basically eyebrows up. She's got great hair.
Okay.
Great hair. So she'll just do eyebrows up, but what she'll do is get all the scenery of whatever's in the background. It's funny. So she does that all the time.
That's great.
Did you want a peanut butter cup? Peanut butter cup? Butter cup?
I would love a peanut butter cup.
We'll get you a peanut butter cup.
I would love.
I don't want you to do the news after you have the peanut butter cup, though. So we'll wait for a little bit there.
All right. That's a Ryan Seacrest right there.
That's about it for today. You guys be safe, have fun. Hopefully we'll see the sun at some point, maybe in February, because it's still January for the 94th day in a row. All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.